Hey, 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 everybody. It's Julia Jackson coming at you. Today is Monday, January 8th, and we are starting on day one of our Mom Bod Workshop. I am so happy that you are here. Hi, guys. Give me an emoji if you can see me so I know I'm not talking into the abyss, like talking to nobody. So today I'm going to be going over 3 ways to change your outlook when it comes to goal setting, how we've kind of had it backwards, and how to create goals that have ease and joy and fun so that you can actually reach your health goals, which is the whole point, right? Cool. Keep giving me those emojis so I know you guys are there, and I'm going to just quickly check our group to make sure that we are live in there. Yes, we are working. It's all happening. So, hi and welcome. I know a lot of you guys are brand new either to the group or just joining us today, so I just wanted to make a quick introduction and tell you a little bit about my story and kind of the inspiration for where this challenge came from. So again, I'm Julia Jackson, and I have been a health and wellness coach for over 8 years, which is crazy to think about. And when I became a mom, everything changed, right? I mean, obviously, everything about your whole entire life changes, and who you are and how you function changes. And it really helped me take a closer look at the way I was pursuing my health goals and sort of the crazy approach I had always taken. I had been someone who yo-yo dieted a lot. I was always doing the latest fitness craze. I had done at one point I lived in New York City and did the lemon cayenne maple syrup diet and almost passed out on the streets of New York. Like I was willing to do anything to be skinny. And I had this newfound appreciation for my body once I had my baby girl Hazel. She's about 14 and a half months now when we're recording this video. And I looked at my body and thought, oh my gosh, what a miracle that I created this human who I love so much. And why have I been shaming my body for 30 years? Why am I so hard on myself when look at what I'm capable of? And so I started to approach my my health and wellness with just a little more ease, a little more grace, a little more love. And what's so funny about that is I kind of stopped dieting, stopped all the crazy madness that was happening, and I learned how to really love my body. And I'm still working on it. It's not like, oh, I've arrived at this destination. It's still something I work on every single day. And like I said in my earlier post, I think we're called to teach the things that we're most supposed to learn. And it's a lesson that continues to have ups and downs and growth for me. But what was so interesting is when I let go of kind of the obsessiveness, I actually started to lose a little bit of weight. And that was only a byproduct of just being happy and sort of letting go of the grip. So I always had this analogy, and I think it applies really well to dieting. It's like if you have sand in your hand, like if you're holding your hand like this, like the sand is going to fall, right? Because like it just like is trapped and it wants to get out. But if you have some sand and you're just holding it in the palm of your hand and you're just like having this ease and this lightness, like it's going to stay right there and there's more room for it. And so I started to like take that approach to everything in my life, especially my health and wellness. And so it's just sort of like easing up a little bit and reframing some mindset things. And I think that like that's maybe not sexy to talk about mindset. Like it's like, just tell me what to eat and tell me how to exercise. And that's not at all what this is about. It's about creating small mental shifts that give you a little more ease, a little more fun so that your health goals become simpler and that they can like fit into your life in a way that's actually works. Because we're moms, we're busy, we don't have a lot of time. A lot of us work full time, work from home, out of the home, have crazy schedules. And so all of this week is about little things you can do that are easy, free, that just kind of switch your mindset to become a little more healthy and give yourself a little more grace. So that's sort of the premise. That's the foundation, what we're building this on. So I'm not someone who is going to tell you exactly what to eat or how much to eat or exactly when to exercise or what kind of exercise to do. And we can dig deeper into that if you have questions about that. And I want to give you guys recipes and ideas because I want to get you inspired to eat healthy. But I want you to know that this isn't like a plan that you have to follow that then you're going to fail. So just know there's like ease and grace and fun. And here we go. So today's topic, goal setting. I think it can get so backwards because for me, there's a difference between external and internal motivation, right? So an external goal might be, I want to fit my pants. I want to be a size 0. Someone maybe someday will be a size 0. Not me, not ever, probably. Something that's like, even an external goal could be like, I want to have a certain strength or I want to have 6-pack abs or whatever. And in and of themselves, external goals are not necessarily inherently bad, but it's the motivation behind the goal that tells us the story of whether it's going to work and how we're going to feel as we're pursuing our goals, right? Where an internal goal is more of, instead of it being like motivation, it's more inspiration. It's something that like there's this deep well of inspiration that you just feel really good about pursuing your goals versus this sort of like, I have to. So it goes, goal setting can get awry. And what we end up doing is sort of like defaulting to goals. Like, I want to lose 10 pounds. I got to lose 15 pounds. I got to do this. And if you keep peeling back the layers and asking yourself why do I want to lose 15 pounds? Well, I want my jeans to fit. Well, why do you want your jeans to fit? Because I've had them for a long time and I feel like I don't want to go shopping to get more. Well, why, oops, sorry, my screen went funkadoo. Are you guys still there? Oh, can you give me an emoji real quick because my screen turned off? Someone give me an emoji. Someone. Okay, I'm just going to keep talking. I hope you're there. Hold up. Are you guys there? Give me an emoji real quick if you're there so I can make sure that I'm still recording and that it didn't go awry. So anywho, I'll just keep, let's see. Okay, we got some, sorry. I gotta just keep refreshing my screen or else it goes away. So my number one tip, for starting to set more internal goals, something that makes you actually feel good, is to know that you are already worthy of those goals. Oh, there's all the emojis. They like just came in. I was like, oh, panic, panic, panic. So it's to know, first of all, mama, that you already are worthy. So what happens when we set too many external goals is we say, I will be happy when I lose this weight. I will be happy when my jeans fit. I will be happy when I feel good naked, whatever the thing is. And we lose the happiness in the moment. And so when you can come from a place of worth that you already are where you need to be and you're exactly who you need to be and your body is exactly where it needs to be, there's just this sense of relief, like your body just can breathe, that you are perfectly made. You are like nothing you can do will ever take away from the perfection of who you are. Stretch marks and all, rolls and all. Like I got these back rolls that like they're like the bane of my existence, but I know they're put there to just continue to test my character and to build my confidence in who I am and just let them be. So like, here's some signs that you aren't feeling worthy, that you're like basing your worth on external goals, is you are maybe comparing yourself to other people's bodies or even other moms' bodies. You know, people's bodies bounce back differently after pregnancy. You know, some people, you know, you've heard the people like, oh, I just started nursing and like, oh my God, I lost all my weight. And some people are like, that didn't happen for me. Or some people lose their weight when they're done nursing, or some people gain weight when they're done nursing. So even within that mom community, there's a lot of comparison. Another indicator is that you are hanging your hat on the happiness of when you lose that weight. So when you lose that weight, you will go, you know, pursue the thing you want to pursue, or get the job you want to get, or buy the clothes you want to get, or do whatever it is. Like you're waiting to live your life until the weight falls off. So that's another really good sign that you're kind of on the wrong track. Or you think that other people. So not only do you think you'll be happier when you lose the weight, but you feel like other people will love you more and your worth or your value will raise based on what other people think if you're thinner. So that's number one, is to just come from a place of worth that you already are worthy and that you're already like just perfect how you are. And I'm going to take a sip of my tea because I'm getting parched. Okay, and normally I'm not a tea drinker, but I had like 17,000 cups of coffee this morning, so I needed to like chill out. So my number two tip, and this is my favorite thing to do, and it comes from a book I love and recommend called The Desire Map by Danielle LaPorte. And I want you to think about the idea of, instead of having an external goal or a number per se in mind, like I know a lot of you, and I've just started reading all the comments from today. I'm overwhelmed. It's so cool. A lot of you have said, I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to lose 15 pounds, which is great. But what I want you to start thinking about is, how do you want to feel? So instead of just being attached to this one number, like saying, I'll be happy when I lose this 10 pounds, I want you to start thinking about some ways you want to feel, either when you lose the weight, and more so how you want to feel now so that you can lose the weight. So one of my favorite words as an example is nourished. So it's one of the, like I have it on a Post-it note and I have it everywhere because as I make choices in my life, whether it's in my parenting, whether it's in my food, my exercise, my relationships, my spirituality, I want to feel nourished. That's one of the like core words that I love, that is like a foundation for me. So if I'm opening the fridge, I'm not thinking I have to eat those carrots because I have to be skinny. I'm thinking I want to feel nourished, and how am I going to make a choice based on that? Now, do I always choose carrots? No, because like I really like cake. Like I really, really, really like desserts, and I really like nachos. And sometimes that's exactly the soul nourishment I need, is to like sit with my girlfriends and have a glass of wine and have nachos. Like great. But when you start tuning into the way you want to feel, you start making choices based on how that feels. What other words? Another word I love is vibrant. So let me know in the comments if there's a word that pops out to you that's like, oh, I want to feel light is one of my favorites. Easy, rooted, grounded. If there's a word that feels like that came to you, and no worries if not, you can journal on it or kind of think on it. But I find that helps me guide my decisions without setting hard and fast rules on what I'm going to eat and what I'm not going to eat. I just say, okay, is this going to make me feel nourished? Like, and maybe one day I wake up and I want to do a really hard workout, and that is, depending on where I am in my body cycle, like in my menstrual cycle, maybe that's great. And maybe some days I wake up and I say, what's going to make me feel really nourished is to just go on a walk, or take a yoga class, or maybe, Danielle says balanced. I love that. Just like a give and take. That's a perfect word for you, Danielle. I love that. Some days it's going to be yoga. Some days it's going to be a nap. I told a lot of moms that in the comments. They're like, have these brand new babies. I'm like, you can consider a nap a workout in those early days. Like, you need the rest. Then if you're basing it on that word, you're going to be asking your body what it needs naturally, and it takes out some of that stress of knowing what you should and shouldn't do. And then number 3 is thinking about a bigger picture, right? So instead of these goals just being a vision for you and how you want to look, is thinking about your family, thinking about having one of those words on a family scale. How do you want to feel as a mom? Because if you're nourished and vibrant, not chances are, for sure, you're going to be a better mom, right? And when you take those goals and say, not only is this going to make me feel sexy or whatever, however you want to feel, sexy is a great word. Like, I feel like I'm going to add that to my list. Like, whatever it is, if you feel that way, you magnify that to your family by you being that way. So I always say this, and I'm going to say it again, I'm a broken record, but you cannot pour from an empty vessel, right? Like, if you had a pitcher and everyone was sitting around your table and they were like, fill up my cup, if there's nothing in it, you can't fill them, right? So that goes for us as mothers. It is vital for us to take care of us and be healthy. And that doesn't necessarily just mean working out every day and meal plans. It means a holistic view of health, that if you are taking care of yourself, you have this beautiful full picture of, I don't know, maybe lemonade, yum. And as your family comes to the table, you're able to pour into them because you have something to give. And so when you can set goals, thinking about your family in mind, and the relationships and the jobs and the ways you want to be in the world and the ways you want to show up and serve the world, when you are a full pitcher, you can then give to others. And so, and the vice versa of that is when you're empty and you're giving, your kids feel stressed, your husband feels stressed, you feel rushed, you feel pressured, you have nothing to give. And so setting some goals based on, okay, like, this is not only important for me, but it's vital for the life and vibrancy of my family for me to be healthy. So that to me, like, just sets the whole goal setting like on its head, because no longer is it these sort of default goals of like, I'm just going to do this, this, and this, and I'm going to be skinny and be in a size 2. And there's seriously nothing wrong with that. Like, if you want 6-pack abs, great. As long as it's coming from this intentional place of knowing your worth, making your decisions on how you feel, and then having a bigger picture for who your family is and what kind of mom you want to be and how you want to show up in the world. So it's coming from this place of love, not hate. So when you set goals that are based in really like pure intention, the magnitude of what you do is like, it's furthered, right? Because you're coming from a place of love where you're saying, instead of saying, I hate my body, so I'm going to work out, like, I hate the way my thighs are, so like, I better do this workout. You're coming from a place of, already worthiness and saying, I love my body, therefore I'm going to work out. And you guys, I sound so woo-woo, but the thoughts you're thinking, they create an energy and a frequency in your body. And whatever you're thinking becomes more, right? Like wherever your attention is, that thing grows. Like, have you ever woken up and had like, just got off on the wrong foot? And like you step out of bed and you're grumpy, and then like the cat puked, and then like the kids won't go off to school, and like it just keeps getting worse, and you're saying it out loud, like today is an awful day. Like it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. It's because you're focusing your attention on that. And it takes a simple switch of just being aware and then changing those habits to start saying, I'm going to choose a more positive intention. And that has a huge impact on your body. So when you're coming into your workouts or your nutrition or your meal planning or your cooking, if you're coming at it from a place of joy and you're doing it because you love your body and because you want to feel blank, however you want to feel, that is going to have such a greater impact on the frequency and the energy of your body, and it's going to create more of that. And it's a slow process. I'm not looking for you to shift your mindset in one day. Like, this is something that's taken years for me to figure out, but I also didn't have someone to pinpoint and tell me exactly. Like, it was a lot of figuring out. And so I hope that I can help you kind of fast track that and say, just changing that intention behind it that could be the one thing that you do that changes everything. And so this is actually a perfect segue into tomorrow's topic, where we're going to talk about actual affirmations. I don't know if you guys are familiar with affirmations, but there's something you can say to yourself or out loud or write down that start to generate these positive feelings so that you can start building upon that. So tomorrow we're going to talk all about affirmations. I'm going to give you a giant list. I'm going to tell you the ones I say every day that really, really help get me in the right kind of mindset. And I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you want to say in the comments anything that you learned or that was a big aha, I would love to hear from you. I'm also willing, as I wrap up, if you have any questions for me, this is a time that you can have free one-on-one health coaching. And I guarantee you that whatever question you have, some other mom, maybe who is too shy to post it, is going to be so grateful that you posted it. So just really quick, because I've just got a couple housekeeping things. So think of a question. If you have a burning question that you're like, oh, I thought of this, or an aha moment, quickly post those in the comments and I can answer those. So some housekeeping stuff. So that group, the book. Okay, well, I'll get back to that. I said I was going to come back to them. So housekeeping stuff. I was totally overwhelmed this morning by the amount of comments and responses already for day one. And it's my goal to, when this video ends, I'm going to go have a nice relaxing lunch. I'm going to eat some good nourishing foods. And then I am going to sit down and read all of your posts. So I'm going to do my best to comment on each of them. I will at least give them a like so you know that I read them. I want to get my eyes on every single comment, because I know that it takes time and energy to follow through on a challenge like this. And I'm so grateful that you're here and so grateful you're doing the work. So I promise you I will read them all and hopefully let you know that I've seen them by a like or a comment, okay? Yes, questions. Okay, so Ashley says, what was the book you talked about? It's called The Desire Map by Danielle Laporte. And it's this beautiful, I don't know if I have it in here. I think I have it in my living room. Oh no, here it is. It's so pretty. It's like purple and pink. It's so pretty. I read this every December and set goals based on how I want to feel. And that's something you could take into your life, not just in your health and fitness, but in your work and in your family life and your parenting, all of that. Any other questions? You guys use me, abuse me. We've got like 2 more minutes. I'm trying to keep these videos all under 20 minutes because I know you mamas are busy. Let me just head into the group real quick and see if there's, yeah, you bet, Ashley. It's such a good book. It's so, so, so good. Okay, well then I guess I'll wrap up for the day. Just know that each day I will be taking questions. So as I post the live video for each day, you can ask your questions in there. And if you can't be on live, no worries. You can watch the recording and I'll get your questions answered on there. I was going to say one other thing. Come on, brain. I don't know. Well, I love you guys so much. Thank you for taking the time. Oh, I know what I was going to say. What I don't want to do, so I had like 3 people message me and say, I just don't want to start this because I don't know if I can finish it. Seriously, this is no stress. Do 1 day, do all 5 days, come in the middle, come day 4, come day 5. This is something to be set up that you can just get in and out hopefully quickly and learn what you can, but the last way I want you to feel is like a failure. So if you can do all 5 days and you're super pumped and you want to make it a priority and schedule it, do that. If you don't get to them all, no stress, okay? No stress. Hi! Is it Elena? Eliana? Hi, sweetie. Well, it was nice to meet you all. Have a wonderful day, mamas, and I will talk to you tomorrow.